My name's Sarah Harrison. I'm a member of the Sustainable Energy Academy. Through them, I open my house to the general public. What I've done crucially is to insulate the whole house. It's like wrapping the house in a sleeping bag, an internal sleeping bag, so that it's insulated under the floors on the ground floor, all the way up the inside of the external walls and over the roof. The most vulnerable bits as far as the thermal efficiency of a house are always the windows and doors. We put in here double glazed units and they're also draft stripped. This is a super efficient wood burning stove which burns to about 75–80% efficiency. These solar panels reduce the amount of energy that's required to heat our hot water by about 70–75%. When I started to work on this house, there was no knowledge or information generally available about what to do about existing houses.
New build housing really has a very little effect, so we had to concentrate on the carbon emissions from existing housing, which have 15 times the energy saving potential.
I became involved with the SEA and John pretty much on the first time that I opened the house for visitors. We've left this perspex pane open so you can actually see inside, so all the visitors that come to the house can actually have a look and see how this might work for their house. I bought this house 3 years ago with the specific aim of renovating it to a very high energy performance standard.
SEA have pioneered a new way of getting information across to people.
What we've got in this room is very modern insulation materials. We've got an aluminium framework screwed to the wall and then the insulation screwed to that framework. Here you can see some exposed parts of the floor just to show visitors what they've got in this situation. A typical uninsulated house will lose about 15% of its heat through the floor.
It's an innovative way of using the local population to help the local population, which helps the country.
Just spraying in the recycled newspaper, it comes out of a nozzle dry, but there's a very fine water mist that comes out at the same time. Turns it into paper mache, sprays into the hole, you just allow it to dry and then you can cover it over with plasterboard. Dead easy. And people don't usually realise you can use recycled newspaper, so that's the good thing about this particular window. It was my apprenticeship for learning the difficulties, for understanding the best things that work, and then to go out and replicate it in other people's homes afterwards. So on the back of that, I've set up my own business to help people to renovate their homes as well.
We need 500,000 houses changed per year. It's a very big task. Where do we start? The first problem that we found was lack of inspiration. So we set up a group of houses through the country so that the public could come, see, learn and be inspired to take action.
Here's a reason for opening the house, but actually then I was able to see that there's a much bigger desire to open the house, and then I started meeting other people who open houses as well, and you start to realise that you're not a weirdo. We've had over 1,000 people come to this house now in the year and a half since it's been open. We're finding that with the feedback forms we've got, that people are going home and 95% of them say, we are going to go home and do something in our own home later.
You believe what you can imagine. And this is absolutely essential to move something from an intellectual idea into an emotional belief, because people will only act in the longer term on emotional beliefs.